I'm always grateful for the stupidity of the disciples, where they ask Almighty God, they say, explain to us this parable, because then I don't have to look foolish and say, well, what does this parable mean? And the parable, of course, is the weeds and the wheat, where a farmer goes out and he sows seed, and then another enemy comes in and sows weeds, and then they grow up, and they're not supposed to pull out the weeds because they might pull out some of the good that's there as well. And I think with this, as Jesus elucidates this parable and says, okay, this is the evil versus the good. And unlike seed, we as humans can change. Weeds and wheat. And so often our lives are full of both the weeds and the wheat. And sometimes we can get discouraged and say, God, how come you're not pulling out the weeds in my life? I'm working on this, I'm praying for this. How come it's just not getting any better? And in that discouragement, we might say, God, how long, how long? But the Lord very often will leave us to struggle with those weeds as a gift of mercy. Why? Not because He likes the weeds in our lives, but because it keeps us humble. I keep working on getting rid of this struggle in my life, and I have a little bit of success, but then it falls away. Why, Lord? Because He wants to keep us humble. And pride is the worst of the weeds in our lives. Far worse than anything else we struggle with. This is the worst of sins, is pride. And so the Lord, I think, very often allows us to continue struggling with some of these other things in our lives which may bring us great shame, or other things, because He wants us to see, you know what? You need me. You need me. So that we can continue to surrender and say, Lord, move in my life. Lord, I can't do this on my own. Lord, I need You. And if we do that, if we humbly run to the Lord, then we're part of the wheat, not part of the weeds.